This the Black Powder Podcast. Kick up your feet, lean on your armrest, and get your mind blessed on this conquest. Hold a grip like a 12 gauge, let this moment kick. Black people moving and having some gun ownership. I carry weight, not to keep the camera safe. It's thinking about you, my kids and my parents' faces. The big topics, they don't wanna involve us. Think we're novice, but now we're moving hard with revolvers. This the Black Powder Podcast, let's get it started.
Primers hit, the powder is lit. It's time to get on target. Welcome to another episode of the Black Powder Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Yasuke Fett. And just a general reminder of your marching orders and why we have created the Black Powder Podcast. The main mission is to change the social view of black society and firearms. How do we do that? Glad you asked. We talk, walk, read, write, and think about it to find a better solution for a brighter future for the proper protection of black people. Join us through education, practice, and safety as we take down the stigma of black people and guns, one discussion at a time. Just a general reminder, you cannot do a mag dump without a couple of rounds. So if you like what you're hearing and you happen to like this show, send out an email to blackpowderpodcast@gmail.com and let me know what your favorite episode is. Whether or not you agree, disagree, or have questions, please make sure to send them to blackpowderpodcast@gmail.com. And always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. The only way to continue to grow is to continue to share this knowledge with other people. And the only way to even get the message out is to let everyone know. So once again, if you like what you heard and would like to continue to hear, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, you can find us on multiple platforms, especially main ones. As of recently, we are now on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, and Audible. It's kind of like,
gotcha.
You ever hear of a channel called The Black Authority?
No.
Or The Business?
No.
So, this is one of the pro-black foundational black American channels, right? The B1 Brigade, if you will. And they're all about reparations, getting the tangibles, getting the things that black people in America are owed. So I'm like, yeah, I can agree with that. But he'll have people call up every now and then, and there'll be some really special individuals, because you got those people that call up and yeah, they ain't all there. But the amount of information that this man gives, it's kind of like it could be overlooked if the average person is there just for their entertainment. And he even says that. He's like, I know my broadcast is entertaining. However, I am trying to provide the what does he say? The 320 degrees of information. So it's not like I'm just here to entertain you. I'm here to try and educate you and get you to realize there's a lot more here,
right,
than what I'm presenting to you. Now, granted, like you said, there has to be a certain seasoning of entertainment, if you will, in order to make that medicine of education go down a little bit easier.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but it can't just, the minute that my education becomes all entertainment,
then that's a problem.
Yeah, it's missing the target.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, I might have said it wrong somewhere in there. How do I say it? I thought it was a good thing when I looked at it the other way, and when I was respecting entertainment, because I wasn't trying to step on anybody's toes. Right. What I did is, when I said what I said, I didn't realize that I probably was stepping on toes. So that was my way of, retracting and acknowledging that. No, I wasn't meaning to step on toes or anything like that. I was just saying, like, truthfully, it really meant a lot to me to be taught by somebody that has shot at a person before and that has been shot at back, as opposed to someone who's only shot at paper targets. You know what I mean? It's similar to if you're dealing with virgins. Does a virgin want to listen to someone who's only watched porno, or someone who's actually been with a woman? You know what I'm saying? That was my way of
I got
looking
this
at it.
website for you. You need to check it out. Take notes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
No,
So
you're right. And I'm not saying you're wrong. By no means am I saying you're wrong. I definitely agree because, you know, you got a lot of people where all they do is just go out, they put holes in paper. Okay, cool. But like Bloodsport said, man, you know, brick not hit back. You sitting there, what's the paper gonna do? It's not putting you in a life-threatening situation. It's not teaching you how an actual gunfight is gonna go down. God forbid if you ever get into one. It's not giving you the first-hand experience of this is what's going to happen, this is what you can expect. Because everybody always thinks that they're going to be able to react at the drop of a dime and turn into John Wick, if you will, or turn into Rambo. That's not the case. I think a good example of what an actual civilian gunfight would look like was on you ever see Breaking Bad?
oh yeah, hell yeah.
Did you ever watch what was it, El Camino? I think it was El Camino, the movie that followed up the series.
Yeah, I believe I did. Yep.
Okay, so you remember that gunfight near the end where the guy was blocking Jesse from leaving the building, and he said, "I'll bet I could reach my 45 before you even can reach that 22 by your side," or something like that, right? So
Gotcha.
it was kind of like almost like an old school duel,
Duel, yeah.
but it wasn't. It didn't go as planned because the dude was busy thinking that Jesse had that 22 on his side. Jesse, I think, had a 45 as well. So when he moved his jacket out of the way so the guy could see the 22, he pulled up his hand and shot that 45 at him. Now the other guys in the room are like, "Oh shit, he just shot this guy." So now there's that slight pause, and then the gunfight breaks out. There's no beauty to it. There's no gracefulness to it. It's just everybody reacting, trying to survive. You know, and it was ugly. It wasn't pretty. It was just ugly. I would much rather learn from somebody who has been in a situation like that, so I can walk out and I can survive and I can have a realistic, somewhat expectation of, you know, God forbid, if I ever get into a situation where I have to discharge my firearm, because there's been so many situations to where people have been caught up in that mentality. Like, say, for example, I think it was a Walmart or something. The Walmart was being robbed. And I know there's so many stories out there like this, but this one stood out to me because the guy tried to stop the shooter. So he was kind of sneaking around one of the aisles, but he didn't know that there was a second shooter. And I think they were armed with rifles, right? I'm assuming it's 5.56 223, but nonetheless, the second guy snuck up on him and basically ended his life right there. And it's mainly because he was probably caught up in the entertainment world and he didn't think, okay, there could be more than one shooter, or can I really go at this person safely, or whatever. There was no forethought. There was no thought process. It was just adrenaline and action. Nobody's gonna teach you to think. I guess, for lack of a better description, to think against the adrenaline. You know, they're not going to teach you how to utilize the adrenaline properly to kind of help you think properly instead of just acting out on that pure adrenaline. Because that acting out on that adrenaline is going to get you killed, like this person did in the video I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I agree with you, man. It's like if
can I expound on it? Let me expound on it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a real problem with, you know how whenever you're dealing with an instructor can what if everything to death.
Yeah, right? Devil's advocate, everything.
Yeah, an instructor can tell you, "Whoa, what if he does this? You're gonna, and what if he does that? You're gonna." I totally get that, right? But I had a very big problem though when those instructors, when I sat down with them and I told them, hey, this is who I am, and here's my proof. You can look here, look there. You can see pictures. You can see whatever paperwork if you want to. And then they admit to me, man to man, okay, yeah, you know what? I was in the military too. But you know what? This is what I was doing when I was in the military. And what I was doing when I had the chance to be this, whatever, John Wick or this warrior or to be this badass with a gun, when I had that chance to choose it and to act like I'm acting now, I didn't take it. Right? I had a job that was very far removed from combat, from action, from danger, from guns. That was the scenario that I ran into. That was really the scenario that I ran into. I ran into too many people who could not tell me that while they had a chance to be this military badass with a gun, they didn't take it. Because we were in 2 wars, right? For how many years? We were in 2 wars for how many years? So if you got this, you got this chance or this attitude of, I was gonna, you want to be this gun-toting badass. Well, rather than after the fact, you becoming an instructor and then you acting like you've been there and done that. Let's own up to the fact that amongst those who were really in that community, they would have been laughing at the job that you had. They would have been laughing at the missions that you were going on. I mean, like versus this badass military operator you're trying to make yourself out to be now, or this badass guy with a gun that you're trying to make yourself out to be now. And that was the crux of where everything that I ended up saying came from. It really, really bothered me to not understand. Okay, yes, now that you're out of the military and you've moved on, now you want to act like you're this big gear guy, gun guy. But the truth is, you had a chance to pass that special forces test or recon test or infantry test or whatever, and you didn't take it. You had a chance to go on all these dope missions and be doing real stuff in helicopters or boats and all of that, and you didn't take it. So when you come down to you teaching people stuff, what are you really drawing all these examples off of? Because the job that you were doing, no, you can't say, oh, I had this from the job I was in or the job I was doing. No. Not many people's job descriptions actually say stuff like your mission is to destroy the enemy. Your mission is to hurt somebody. And I just wanted people to own up to that part. And I just, I'm real big on, if you didn't do something, don't claim you did. Or if if you weren't this person, don't claim that you are or you were. Or even if you're trying to train people in and give them what if scenarios, don't act like you have actually been in those positions and you've made the right decisions that got you out here, so you're still surviving and breathing right now at this moment. Because the truth is, you're surviving and breathing right now at this moment because you didn't go into those situations. We don't know if your tactics are good enough and would have got you out and you were survived. And we'll never know because you chose not to walk into that fire.
You didn't test the metal.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I do. I don't even think there's anything else left to say on that, because I mean that's how it should be. Because at the end of the day, yeah, a soldier is a war fighter, but they're also a professional survivor. You don't get trained to go out there, and don't get me wrong, yeah, you're going to look badass doing it, but for the most part, you're not going to get the training to go out there and look and be badass. You're going to get the training to help you complete your mission and move forward and you know, continue to complete mission after mission and survive as you're completing these missions. It's not, y'all aren't supposed to be coming back talking about, yeah, I'm a badass, I did this, I do that. Now granted, there's some badass shit that y'all are gonna do and y'all are gonna have stories on it, don't get me wrong, but that's not what the average, and this is me speaking from a civilian standpoint, you know, don't have any military experience, but I see that when the soldier comes back and they survive, they have an experience and a wealth of knowledge that they're supposed to be able to draw from should they decide to like be an instructor or, you know, what is it called, a security consultant or a contractor or any of the many jobs that they can potentially utilize that experience and apply it to. But to me, somebody who's like gonna what if a situation of death, I mean, that's about the equivalent of like somebody who's trying to partake in stolen valor, you know?
Exactly.
It's
that
like,
was my point.
Yeah, you're faking it. You're over here like, well, what if the guy who breaks into your house runs out of 300 blackout at his rifle, but he's got that one last round of 22 at the bottom of his magazine? You're sitting here like, wait a minute, what? You know, it doesn't make any sense. At that point, if I'm in a situation, I don't care if it's like a firearm instructor or just a person in general, you know, if I have to start questioning the legitimacy of what somebody is telling me and I'm paying somebody to do this, yeah, I don't think I'm going to continue to pay that person or continue to learn from that person, you know, because there's already too many red flags, especially if I'm trying to learn from a professional survivor how to protect myself should I end up in a situation. You know, when I first started at the firearms, I didn't get training. That was probably, you know, that was initially because my first firearm was a Mossberg 88. I bought the firearm because I wasn't sure how things were going to play out during my divorce. And again, I'm not coming from a mindset of a professional military trained person. I'm coming from the mindset of somebody who's just thinking about my surroundings and trying to survive and move through them properly. So I was worried that something was going to happen. Somebody might show up at the house. I'm not going to go into any details or speculations, but let's just say, you know, somebody has the intent to come to my house. Somebody might have had the intent to come to my house and do me bodily harm or just zero me out, right? And just kill me. So I'm like, I need to protect myself. I went out, got that shotgun. I looked at my house and I thought to myself, okay, these are my weak points. At the time, I had a doorway. The front door was basically two doors, right? They swung into the house. Almost like old saloon doors. You know how like you push the doors open to walk through? Mm-hmm. That's kind of, it was like two big front doors, but that's kind of how they opened up. Now you could open the right side as a regular front door, but the left side was held into place by like, I don't know if they were metal or plastic or wooden pegs, but basically if somebody wanted to bust through the door, there was no strong point that was going to prevent them. You know, they could easily, probably after, let's say 2, 3, maybe 4 kicks, have purchase inside the house. That was already the first problem I was looking at. The second problem I was looking at was the fact that the wall or the side next to the front door was made up of 2 big windows. So that's already another weak point to the house. And those 2 windows look directly into the master bedroom. You know, this is just how I'm thinking again. So long story short, it wouldn't take much for somebody to get into my house, find me, and do whatever, right? So that was the main reason why I got the shotgun. Because I can shoot through the window, I can shoot through the door, and if I know somebody's trying to break into the house, I got a direct line of sight. Should I need to fire my firearm at the assailant or whoever? You know, that was my thought process. Because if I didn't have that shotgun, it would just be me and whatever I would do to try and defend myself, which at the time wasn't really much. I mean, yeah, I got knives and everything, but what's a knife going to do to somebody who might be coming into my house with, at the very least, a handgun, at the most, a shotgun or a rifle?
Right.
That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, I totally agree, bro.
And nobody taught me that. It's survival, man. I would much rather get my education from somebody who's been there versus the entertainment from somebody who thinks that they've been there, you know?
Right.
So I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. And a more realistic viewpoint on that is look at what happened on that movie theater, or that movie, the set for that movie Rust. You know? It's like that didn't end well. Ironically enough, I'm going to see if I can find it, man. There was a clip from a movie with Alec Baldwin. I think it was Mission Impossible. God, I got to find this, let you hear it, man. It is ridiculous. It is bad timing. Guy was talking about something like, you didn't think the gun was loaded or something, did you? Shoot, I gotta find it, man. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I wouldn't say you were wrong, man. I see your point of view. I get it. I understand it. And I agree with it. Because we don't really separate ourselves from entertainment too much. I found it. Here we go. Here you go.
I've ruined your day, haven't I? Oh, and you were doing so well up until then. And I think this one's loaded. You want to find out?
That was Alec Baldwin in that movie. And then you look at where Alec Baldwin's at now, and it's like, yeah, you didn't have somebody that had that experience. Ironically enough, the lady who was the armorer, or the young lady who was the armorer on that movie set, her father was an experienced armorer, and he was the one that was trying to get her into the business. That wasn't the first movie that she messed up, because she was the armorer on a Nicolas Cage movie before the Alec Baldwin Rust movie, right? And Nicolas Cage got so pissed off because he almost got his head shot off because she wasn't doing her job properly. So
Really? I never heard that, man.
Yeah. So here we are now. We got, I think it was one person fatally, well, obviously, you know, they died because they were shot with a real firearm because she didn't know what she was doing. If it was her father, this wouldn't be an issue. I'm assuming, you know, there's a bigger chance of this not happening if it was him. And if she would have been, I don't know, trained right, or like went back, double checked her work, triple checked her work, whatever, this wouldn't have been an issue. But I guess she was just coasting off of nepotism or something, and, you know, going through finding jobs via his name or something. I don't know. But, you know, that's an example of entertainment gone wrong. Because they had the wrong person doing the wrong job.
Can you one quick second? Can you hear? I need to know if you can hear something. Can you hear that?
Nah, I can't hear it.
You said you can't?
Well, no, I cannot hear it.
Okay, good. That's what I needed. Is I needed to make sure I could still play play my my show comes on now at 2:00.
Oh,
so I was just making sure the video can still run and I can still talk to you.
Oh, you need to head off?
No.
Okay.
We'll still let
Yeah, you did have one coming up, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't hear it, man.
Okay, no, it's fine. That's a good thing because I got those other podcasts I do. They're playing right now because it comes on every day at 2:00. So I just want to make sure that the sound isn't affecting our recording on Black Powder podcast.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds like you got this thing down packed, man. I mean, how many? Like, you got a lot of shows. God, I'm trying to get to that point, man. Shoot.
Oh, it'll come, man. This has been a few years in the wake for me, and I'm still not where I would like to be with it at all.
That's what's up, man. Shoot. I gotta get down to Florida to come see you, man, because this sounds like it'd be cool just to hang out and like do some camping or something.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I always want to think that you're in the Atlanta area. Is that where you are?
Yeah, I think I'm more northern Georgia now. I'll probably say where's this place at? Snellville, which is like north, no, hang on, north south, east west, northwestern Georgia, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd probably be I'm probably closer to South Carolina right now. But I don't mind traveling. I could, and plus I can fly with no issues, man. So, just give me a date, give me a time. I could try and get out there.
All right, man. All right.
I got to try and put in for it first, though. But yeah, shoot. What do you hunt hogs with? Like what caliber?
Either 5.56 or 7.62. If I can help it, I like to go with that bigger 7.62 with that 308 bullet. But if I'm not able to, then I usually just go with the 5.56.
Yeah, I could see that 308 or that 7.62 working out a lot better because, I guess 5.56 does have hunting applications, but I always wondered that because I'm like, you probably have to be real accurate with that because if you're not, like if you're hunting a deer or something, right, that deer might not be put down like it needed to.
Right, and that's the problem. That's the issue right there. Is a lot of people get into like what they call like hunter ethics and stuff like that, where you don't want to wound the animal any more than you have to, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
That makes sense. I know there's a guy that I watch his hunting videos. He usually shoots 300 blackout, I think, and he's recently started using 6 arc. Which, it looks cool, but the price don't look cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he hunts his hogs over in Texas, I think.
Oh, you know what? I have also used a 7mm, man, and that is a great size round as well. I mean, obviously you're close because it's just a regular 7 out of the 7.62, but that still works really good as well, though.
I didn't even know there's a 7mm.
Yeah, it's a nice rifle, man. It's a nice thick round, long round, just not as big as the 7.62 completely.
Yeah, I gotta step my hunt. Well, I gotta get hunting first. The closest I might come right now is my mom's got a squirrel in her backyard that she's getting tired of looking at. Cause this thing is like it drops nuts everywhere. So like the front porch, you'll see shells up there. You'll see shells in the back porch. This dude is big too. Like he's been like he's the alpha squirrel. He's been eating like for the last couple of years or something. So like I might have to go out there with this little this Ruger. It's not even a 1022. It's the original Charger. See if I can get him or something.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
It'll be my first kill. I'll go ahead and put him on my wall. Be like, yeah, I did that.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You know what? I have to admit though, I'm not real big when it comes to stuffing animals and having them, taking them to the taxidermist and having them mounted on the wall. I'm not real big on that. I don't know why. It's never been like the number one thing to me to do.
So when you hunt the animals, what do you do then? Because I know you probably, well, if you can, you probably eat the meat.
Yeah. That's that's where my focus is usually, bro. I'm trying to eat the damn thing. And that's about that used to be where like most of my attention and my focus was just trying to get it, harvest it properly, make sure make sure it's actually down properly, and then trying to eat it, man. So I jumped on the pro staff of Raptor Razor Knives, and they have these great skinning knives, man. I mean, for any harvest you have. So whether you're talking about trying to skin a deer, a rabbit, or even a whole hog, they have some of the best skinners that are out there. And
wow, yeah, these things look. Checking it out right now. Oh shoot, this one came in a battle box.
If you don't mind, I think I'm gonna go probably like another 15 to 20 minutes, if that's all right with you.
Well, shoot. I mean, if you gotta go, we can. Cause I really like this impromptu interview, man. It's like I had questions, but like we talked about so much to the point where, yeah, if you want to do this again, let me know. Definitely let me know. I'd like to have you back.
All right, yeah, man. I click with you on a whole nother level than anybody I have in an interview in a real long time, if ever, especially not as deep on the stuff we were talking about when we were saying when people call activities white or black, that sort of thing. I click with you today so hard that I gotta be back on, man. I gotta link up with you. But actually we do have that opportunity because you will be on my show in just 2 days, right?
Yeah, what was it? Not the 20th, but let me check this calendar real quick. I know I got it in there. Was it the
Friday?
20th? Friday, yeah, Friday.